Hey there, authors and self publishers. Welcome to the Book Marketing and Book Promotions Tools Reviews channel. Are you ready to take your book marketing to the next level? Well, there's no better time than right now because Publisher Rocket is having an epic Black Friday sale for just a few days. Here's what's on the table: a $30 discount on this game changing software, a free keyword mastery course valued at $50 to supercharge your Amazon strategy. And on top of all that, exclusive bonuses you'll only get by using my link in the description area. But here's the kicker: this deal won't last long. When the timer hits 0, it's gone. So stick around for my in-depth review of Publisher Rocket. And by the end, you'll see why this Black Friday deal is an absolute no-brainer. Let's dive in.
Hey, well, good day, everyone. Today, we are going to take a look at a very special tool that I believe that every author should have in their arsenal, and the name of that tool is Publisher Rocket. And if you're not familiar with Publisher Rocket, I like to think of it as an Amazon search tool for authors, because this tool provides a tremendous amount of very powerful information to authors. It includes things such as keyword information, category information, category data, and more. But before we get into today's video, I want to let you all know about something very special. There's a bonus page that I set up, and on that page there's going to be information about the bonuses I want to give to you if you make a decision to purchase Publisher Rocket through my link. And I want to venture to say that this bonus, or these bonuses, are things that you won't be able to find anywhere else on the internet if you are looking to buy the Publisher Rocket tool. So again, buy Publisher Rocket through this link and you'll get a set of very unique bonuses that I don't believe you'll be able to find anywhere else when purchasing Publisher Rocket. So make sure you check out that link. If you're on YouTube, you'll see that link in the description. If you're on the bonus page, hey, you already see the bonuses that are available to you right now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this review.
All right, folks, well, let's go ahead and dive into Publisher Rocket and take a look at what these different modules had to offer. Publisher Rocket will give you a tremendous amount of information, and I'm really excited to talk with you about what it can do. So what we're going to take a look at first is the keyword search module. And just so you know, you can access any of these modules by going ahead and selecting them from here, or you can go ahead and select them from up here as well. Now, what I'm going to do my best to do is to give you a summary of what type of things you can get from these particular modules, and then we're going to go into it, kind of just look around and actually see what I'm talking about. So with the keyword search module, you're going to be able to get some really good information, really good data that you could apply to your marketing strategy. So if you're new to Amazon, or this really doesn't matter if you're new to Amazon or not, there's something called your 7 keywords. Basically, you can actually use this module here to help you figure out what those keywords are that you want to use. In addition to that, you're going to be able to get into the mind of a buyer, because this tool is going to help you get an idea of the type of phrases that shoppers are putting into Amazon when they're searching for different phrases, specifically phrases related to the keyword phrase you're going to be putting into this tool. You're going to get an idea about the average amount of money the top books are getting as it relates to that keyword phrase. And you're also going to get something which is huge. You're going to find out how many people are actually searching for that keyword phrase that you put into this tool. So let's go ahead and dive into this keyword search module. So I'm going to access it by going here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to put in a keyword phrase right here. Now, what I want you to know is you're going to basically put in some sort of general description here. Like I said, a keyword phrase. And when you're doing this, think about phrases that your shoppers would be using when they're looking for the book that you're writing right now. So in this example, we're going to go with cookbook. So let's say we're writing a cookbook. Oh, and one more thing. This is really neat. Publisher Rocket gives you the opportunity to figure out just how broad or how narrow you want the data to be that comes back. You can either do all books, you can narrow it down to Kindle books, or you can narrow it down to Audible books. Here we're going to do a broad search for across all books for the keyword phrase cookbook. So let's go ahead and click Go Get 'em Rocket and see what we get. All right. So when you buy Publisher Rocket, there's great training, and they're going to go through the philosophy and really the methodology, so to speak, for how these different keywords were actually selected right here. So I'm not going to go into that, but what I do want to do is show you some of the details that come from this particular search, and I want to walk you through what each one of these columns actually means. So let's start over here. So we have the average pages, and we've got this little question mark that's going to help us give information about what the column is about. So what this column is, average pages, is not only showing you the average number of pages for books associated with that keyword, but what this tool does is it takes a look at the top rankings associated with that keyword phrase and tells you the average number of pages that those top ranking books have. Let's come over to number of competitors. So this is looking at the number of competitors, or essentially, really the number of competitors, the number of competing books that are going to come up when you type in a keyword phrase. So this tells you not only how many competitors you have, but really just how popular that keyword phrase is. Next thing you're going to get is the average price of that book. And again, this is not only the average price just across the board, but this is focusing on the average price for the top ranked books associated with that keyword phrase that showed up within Amazon. Here's your average monthly earnings. And again, this tells you the estimated average monthly earnings of the top books that are ranking for that particular keyword phrase. Something here that's actually, in my mind, pretty revolutionary and game-changing. It is search volume. So this column is going to tell you the estimated number of people who have typed that phrase into Amazon per month. So this lets you know if a keyword phrase is even worth putting some time and energy in. Well, at least in my opinion, that's one component of it. Because if people aren't really searching for it, do we really want to put a lot of time and energy into that particular phrase? Just something to think about. And there's an overall competitive score here that the Publisher Rocket comes up with. There are a lot of different factors that it comes up with, but just so you know, there are, in these two columns, you'll see a number and a color coding system. So you've got green, you've got yellow, and you've got red. So for the competition score area, for example, red means that it's extremely competitive. Yellow means that it's kind of competitive. Green would mean that, hey, you've got a pretty good opportunity to rank in that area. So that's it for the keyword search module. We are now going to go to Competition Analyzer. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Module 2, which is the Competition Analyzer module. And, a few things that you will walk away with after going through the process of evaluating information and the Competition Analyzer module will include, number one, an idea of what the top books are in Amazon associated with the keyword phrase that you searched on within the Competition Analyzer. Number two, you're going to get an idea of what the successful books are doing. And number three, you should walk away with an idea of some things that you can do that will help you actually beat these books in the rankings in terms of your book potentially taking over their position in the Amazon search results associated with that keyword. So there are actually a few ways. Actually, there are three ways you can get the Competition Analyzer within Publisher Rocket. The first two are pretty straightforward. You can access it from here, or you can access it from here. But there's a third way you can access it as well. And this is the way that I actually like to get into it. So let me go back to Cookbook again. And what's really neat is because I used this keyword phrase before, Publisher Rocket remembers that information and it just pops it right up here. So if you see this green button right here on a row that already has been analyzed and gotten some information from Publisher Rocket, click this button and it will take you right over to the Competition Analyzer. So let's talk about a few things here. So you're going to see, as we said earlier, top listings from Amazon associated with this keyword phrase. So when you buy the software, there's a great tutorials actually that really go into some more details on what I'm touching on right now. But what I want you to know is that statistically, the majority of the clicks in Amazon occur within the first 4 positions on Amazon. So when you're trying to figure out where you want to land. You really want to do your best to get your books within the top 4 spaces. So I want you just to keep that in mind through this entire process. So let's go ahead and walk through some of the data that you are looking at right here. You've got this title column, and here are a few things that are neat. You can hover over the picture right here of the book. So if you want to get a closer look at the book, you can do that. Or if you actually want to go to the Amazon listing for that book, you just click on check it out over here. You see the title of the book and the subtitle. If you're interested in seeing what categories this book is listed in within Amazon, you just click that button and you're going to get a chance to see the entire category string. And we'll go into more detail about this when we get to the category search tab. You've got the name of the author here. You've got how many days this book has actually been published. And if you have a negative number, then that book is actually not released yet. It's actually on pre-order. And that's how many days until it's published. You've got the overall Amazon bestseller ranking, the number of pages for that book. Something that I find to be really powerful here is keyword. And what this is telling you is if the keyword is in the title, specifically if the keyword is in the title or the subtitle for that book. So take a look at this, for example. If you were going after, if you had a book in the air fryer cookbook niche, well, guess what? If you're looking for ways to get a competitive advantage over any of these books in the top 4 position, you've got an opportunity right here. If it strategically makes sense for you, for example, to include that keyword phrase, and in this example, air fryer cookbook, into your title and or subtitle, you've got an advantage over this book right here. Rounding out this list here, you've got the price of the books, and here are the estimated daily and monthly sales of the books here on this list. Last thing here is kind of neat. It's actually really neat to me. If you wanted to get an idea of just what all the categories are for the books that are listed here under Competition Analyzer, instead of clicking each one of these one at a time, you can click Unleash the Categories, and you will see every single category associated with the books that are listed here on this page. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a quick overview of the Competition Analyzer module within Publisher Rocket. So let's go ahead and get into Module 3, which is the category search. Now, in this module, you're going to get some amazing information. You're going to use this module to not only find categories to list your book in, but you also want to use it to find relevant niche categories that your book could go in as well. Because by doing this, it's going to, number one, give your book another opportunity to get exposure, because in theory, the more categories you're listed in, the more opportunities you have for your book to be discovered. But number two, some of these niche categories don't necessarily or always have a lot of books in them, which can give you an opportunity to a greater opportunity to become a bestseller within that category, which again is going to help your book get additional visibility. So let's go ahead and dive into it and just kind of get an overview of what you're going to get here. Now, in the last couple of examples, I was using an air fryer cookbook as our keyword category. But in this example, I want to use poetry as the term that we want for the term that we want to search under. So let's go through some of the columns here to explain what it means. And before I do that, I want you to know, just like within the keyword search module and the competition analyzer, you've got the ability to go as broad or as narrow as you want to in your searching. In this example, I wanted to make it broad. So let's take a look at these different columns. You've got sales to number 1. What this is showing you is for each particular category, Publisher Rocket is giving you an estimate of the number of book sales you need to make in a day in order to take over the number 1 position within that category. This sales to number 10 is showing you that within that category, how many books would you need to sell in a day to move into the number 10 spot within that category. Large publisher percentage. So what this is telling you is the percentage of books in the category that are from a significantly sized publisher. Kindle Unlimited. What this is telling you is the percent of books in that category that are currently enrolled in Kindle Unlimited. And if you ever just wanted to go to Amazon directly and take a look at the listings for this category, you can check it out here. Now, the thing that I wanted to point out, which I think is just fascinating with the very broad search, and then we're using poetry for this example, is giving you an idea of the competition that you have within these different categories. Because as you see here, if you look at the Audible books, in general, it doesn't really look like it's taking a lot of Audible sales in these categories to take over the number one spot. Now, granted, it all will probably depend on how specific you are with your book or where your book might actually fall. For example, a children's book wouldn't make sense to go here, and death, grief, and loss, but it probably would make sense to go into a category like this if it's an Audible book. So as you can see, there's not a lot of competition in this category. It doesn't take you a lot to get the number one spot here. What's interesting is if you come down to the physical books, there are lots of different areas, but it gets significantly more difficult to get the number one spot with the physical book. Now let's come down to the Kindle books because they're listed here as well. Again, there are a lot of different areas of poetry, but take a look at this. Across the board, it's not taking nearly as many books to be sold in the Kindle category to reach the number one position as you had with the books. So what's my key takeaway here? The key takeaway is this. When you're getting ready to publish your book, or maybe even after you've published your book, you can use the information here to not only help you find categories to get into, but this is really giving you insight into other areas or other formats that you can publish your book in, and not only give yourself an ability to get more exposures, to get more sales, but quite honestly, pulling in some number one rankings in these categories. So really huge opportunity here, hoping that you take advantage of it. And that wraps it up in the category search module. So the last module we're going to take a look at is the Amazon keyword search module. And you would use this module to help you with your Amazon ads campaign. Because what it will allow you to do is to enter in a keyword phrase, and Publisher Rocket is going to pull back a lot of information that you can use to not only run a successful Amazon ads campaign, but it's going to give you relevant information that ordinarily would take you quite a bit of time to do it manually, but Publisher Rocket goes ahead and automates the process for you. So let's go through a quick example to show you the type of information that you can get back. So we're going to keep it here with the books versus Kindle versus Audible. We're just going to keep our search right at books. We're going to go back to the air fryer cookbook keyword phrase that we used in some of our earlier examples, and now we're going to have Publisher Rocket go out and get the data. Now, the training that you're going to get when you purchase this tool is going to go into more details into all these different modules, as I said before. But I just want to walk you through the sort of information that you're going to get back. So you've got information that has come back from Amazon Suggestions, Amazon A to Z, and the search results, which in this case includes the title of a book, author, and the ISBN. All information, believe it or not, that is extremely relevant for information that you can feed into the Amazon ads campaign section to help you with the ads that you run. So now that you've got all this information, which again would normally take you quite a bit of time to do manually, you really not only have a couple of choices, but you can make a decision to export this information as is, or if you want to filter that information and remove some of that data so that you've got a scoped down list, a smaller list, you can actually do that as well. So if I just wanted to remove the title column, you see the difference that it makes here. If I wanted to just remove the search results, let's do the Amazon Suggestions. So if I just wanted to remove the Amazon Suggestions, for example, that's removed as well. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the AMS keyword search module. Just wanted to give you an idea of the sort of data information that you would get after you run the query in this module. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our review of the Publisher Rocket tool. And I've got to tell you, this is a tool that our whole team believes in and believes that any author that's publishing on Amazon, doing any marketing on Amazon, this tool is an absolute must for your toolbox of tools that help you with your book marketing strategies and book marketing efforts. So if you are on our bonus page already watching this video, go ahead and purchase it through that link because you're going to get access to the bonuses that you see listed here. And if you happen to be watching this on someplace like YouTube, just look at the description, click on the bonus page, and you can get access to these bonuses. But I will warn you, there is a timer there. And when that timer hits 0, those bonuses will go away. So definitely get this while there's still time on the timer. Thank you very much for watching. And if you found this to be helpful at all, just go ahead and leave a comment and we'd love to know what you think.
Thank you so much for watching. If you're serious about leveling up your self-publishing game, Publisher Rocket is the tool you need. And this Black Friday deal makes it an absolute steal. Remember, you're getting a $30 discount, a free $50 keyword mastery course, and my exclusive bonuses that you will get through my link in the description area. But this deal is time sensitive, so don't wait. When the sale ends, so do these amazing savings and bonuses. Click the link in the description to grab your copy of Publisher Rocket today. Thanks again for tuning in. Happy writing, and I'll see you in the next video.